Howdy, my name is Mikaela Sebastyn, and I am a second-year veterinary student at the Texas A&M College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, and today, on behalf of the PEER program, we are going to talk about vaccination. Before we dive into vaccinations, let's review some background information. Pathogens are microbes or other agents that cause disease. To be clear, a microbe is an organism you can see under a microscope. The picture you're looking at right now is an agar plate, which is used to supply microbes with nutrients so that they can grow and create colonies for further study. Common types of pathogens include ones you may have learned about in basic biology classes, such as viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungi, and protozoa. While the term microbe often has a negative connotation, remember that not all microbes are pathogens. There are many types of microbes that are beneficial to animals and humans. Beneficial microbes can be found all over the body and serve many functions in keeping our bodies healthy. For example, in our intestines, we have bacteria that help break down food and keep our intestines healthy. Pathogens are spread through a variety of routes. They can enter the body through air, food, water, sexual interactions, skin contact, blood transfusions, the list can go on. The way the body reacts to an infection can vary from a mild discomfort to death. This image of a man sneezing illustrates how easily pathogens are spread from person to person, which is why you should always cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. Most pathogens are what we refer to as species-specific, meaning they can only infect a particular type of animal. But did you know that some diseases can be transferred from animals to humans? Such diseases are called zoonotic diseases. Rabies is a common example of a zoonotic disease, as the disease can be transferred from an infected animal, such as a raccoon or a dog, to a human via animal bites. Where do pathogens hide? Truth of the matter is, they can be anywhere. They can be found in soil, bodies of water, surfaces such as farm equipment, skin of people and animals, the air, and in bodily fluids such as saliva or urine. If you ever heard of the terms infectious and contagious, have you ever wondered what is the main difference between them? Infectious means a pathogen is capable of invading the body, while contagious means a pathogen can be spread from one animal to another. You may have heard of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is a public health organization in the US. One of its objectives is focusing on educating the public about infectious disease. It is important to remember that not all infectious diseases are equal, and each require a different approach for control and prevention. However, when it comes to prevention of infectious diseases, there are 3 key steps. First, break the cycle of transmission. If we break the cycle of transmission, we are decreasing the number of individuals infected with a pathogen, thus decreasing the chances of that pathogen spreading from one individual to another. Second, kill the infectious agent. There are a variety of techniques used to kill the infectious agent, such as drugs that destroy the pathogen or sterilization practices used in surgery. And third, increase host resistance. This means that the pathogen cannot infect the host, such as another animal or person, because it now has stronger defense mechanisms that recognize and eliminate the pathogen on site. This is where vaccines come into the picture. To be clear, a vaccine is the product that produces immunity from a disease and can be administered through needle injections, by mouth, or by aerosol. Vaccination is the injection of a killed or weakened organism that produces immunity in the body against that organism. Immunization is the process by which a person or animal becomes protected from a disease. Vaccinations act to increase the host resistance to a pathogen. It is the administration of a material that stimulates adaptive immunity to a disease. Innate immunity is the type of immunity you are already born with. It usually includes mechanical barriers such as your skin and specialized cells that kill any foreign substance that enters the body. This is not to be confused with adaptive immunity, which is the specialized immunity your body creates after it is exposed to certain pathogens that your innate immunity cannot get rid of, either through an illness or a vaccination. When your body recognizes an invader, it attacks it, and your adaptive immunity creates antibodies, which are identification markers for a pathogen to help your immune system recognize it in the future. Did you know that vaccines were invented over 200 years ago? The first vaccine was created by scientist Edward Jenner. In the late 1700s, deadly smallpox virus was spreading in England. Jenner noticed how milkmaids were continuously exposed to cowpox and didn't seem to catch smallpox. He conducted an experiment where he inoculated a boy with cowpox, then discovered the smallpox did not infect the boy. This established the concept of induced immunity, which is done by administering a vaccine. When it comes to safety against various diseases, vaccines are the best defense we have against serious, preventable, and sometimes deadly contagious diseases. Doctors recommend that teens get vaccinated against the following list of diseases. Parents, you are in for a treat. If you are worried as to whether or not vaccines will cause autism in kids, the truth has been revealed. The myth originated from an article in a British medical journal written by British surgeon Andrew Wakefield. The article was discredited due to many errors found in the study. However, scientists were still curious about this statement. After several major studies, no link was found between vaccines and autism. Rather, it is believed that autism may develop even before a child gets vaccinated, but the mechanism of autism is yet to be fully understood. If you're worried about whether vaccines can cause side effects, the good news is that most people experience none. But if you do, the most common reactions include soreness, redness, and swelling in the area of the shot or a low-grade fever. These side effects can be easily taken care of with over-the-counter drugs like Tylenol or Advil. How effective are vaccines against illness? They actually work really well. No medicine is perfect, but most childhood vaccines produce immunity about 90 to 100% of the time. A vaccine must go through extensive testing to show that it is safe and effective. Before it can be used, all vaccines must be approved by the Food and Drug Administration. Infections are the most common cause of human disease. Your immune system is able to tell if an invader has entered it, even if you aren't aware that anything has happened yet. Your body recognizes the invader and uses different tactics to destroy it. Remember when we discussed innate and adaptive immunity? Well, you can thank both of them for giving you backup. Vaccines work by helping the body's immune system prepare for future attacks. They consist of killed or modified microbes that trick the body into thinking an infection has occurred. A vaccinated person's immune system attacks the harmless vaccine and prepares for invasions against the kind of microbe in the vaccine. For example, if you received the chickenpox vaccine as a kid, then you probably don't remember ever getting sick with chickenpox virus. You may have pretended so you could stay home from school, but the chickenpox vaccine has protected you from ever letting that happen. Thanks to vaccines, the person becomes immunized against the microbe. If re-exposure to the infectious microbe occurs, the immune system will quickly recognize how to stop the infection. The vaccine essentially allows your body to have defense against the infection. Going back to the chickenpox example, if you have the vaccine for it, but are exposed to the virus in the future, your immune system fights back aggressively to protect you from ever getting sick. If you're still not convinced on the effectiveness of vaccines, here's a real-life example. In December 2014, a large measles outbreak was initiated at the Disneyland theme park. Measles is a highly contagious disease, and it spread to nearly half a dozen of US states, as well as our neighbors, Mexico and Canada. Those who were infected were not vaccinated. Luckily, there were no deaths due to the outbreak, but it did bring about a large national debate about vaccinations. For more information on this historical event, visit the link to the article below. What's the moral of the Disneyland story? Vaccinations are most effective in stopping the spread of disease. Let's take a look at this picture. Blue represents healthy, non-vaccinated individuals. Yellow represents healthy, vaccinated individuals. And red represents non-vaccinated, sick, contagious individuals. Look at the left. Note how quickly the virus has spread from just one person to almost all of the healthy, non-vaccinated individuals. On the right, note how much spreading is contained if more individuals are vaccinated. It all comes down to this key point. Diseases won't spread as quickly or be as serious if people are immunized against them. This concludes our presentation on vaccinations. Thanks for watching.